Hi everyone, today we're at the South Coast Botanic Garden. Going to check out the gardens today.
Sounds Philippines yan, may lupa here.
Blue skies, sunny day here in Southern California. South Coast Botanic Garden is here between the city of Torrance and the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Take a quick visit and see some of the gardens here. It's acres and acres and acres. So we won't see everything, but we'll see a little bit. This is just inside the main entrance area. Welcome. Little guy says, "Welcome to the garden." So the garden itself is divided into many areas, different regions and zones. This is sort of just like a mixture because this is the entrance area. They're having a daytime activity over there with kids. A lot of schools and different types of youth groups come here during the day. Take a quick look in here. This is a little children's area. These are all nursery rhyme characters. The house is from some nursery rhyme. I don't recognize all the nursery rhymes. Have a nice stream running down over the bridge. There's more nursery rhyme characters here. Some cows, some sheep. We'll just go by here. Some birds. They have several different grass areas at the garden, and they hold all sorts of events here. They do weddings, parties, all sorts of things. We'll circle around back over here. This way. You can see some animal tracks. Oh, got some people coming this way. We'll circle back however we can get out of here. Ooh, these are nice. Tree up there. All right. Get back over and maybe we'll head over to the Rose Garden. Wait till you see this Rose Garden area. Very expansive area. Discovery Gardens. This is the children's Discovery Garden. We'll go along this path here. Oh wow, look at these. This is very interesting. I'm not sure what kind of plant these are and what type of, whether that's going to be a seed pod, what have you. That's interesting. Oop. Let's zip through here. I see why this is the children's Discovery Garden. Pretty tight spaces. So as I said, the South Coast Botanic Garden is here just on the edge of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. It was actually built on top of a former landfill site. It's been here multiple decades over the years. It's one of the largest botanic gardens here in the state. You could literally be here all day. And you could take walking paths like this one here, which are paved, or you can go off on very narrow dirt trails. And if you aren't careful, you could easily get turned around and lost. So ahead of us is one of the newer additions. This is going to be the Rose Garden. We have some volunteers doing some trimming, but it's a large rose garden. They also hold events here, the Rose Garden area as well. Let's take a look at them. Wow. The aroma here is fantastic. If you've ever stopped to smell a rose bush, you'll get the idea of what I mean. Is now if you have hundreds of rose bushes all together, wow, it is really strong. The fountain's not running today, but still the same, this is really nice. We do have some succulents in the rose garden just to make it look good. Over there beyond the rose garden is the cactus garden. You can see in the distance there. So at these areas here, they actually hold events. There's weddings that are frequently at these particular areas here. Wow.
We have little things. We have like an easel.
Head on down to the main gazebo area here in the Rose Garden. So as far as you can see, the garden continues further than you can see, I should say. So as you could guess by the fact of all the trees in the distance, it gets very, very different as you go further into the garden and take some of these paths down. Still is a road circling around the garden, which we'll get to part of that. Oh, the flowers are in bloom and the pollinators, the bees, are very happy. Fountain here. Continue down this way a little bit. This is an escape that people use to get out of the city, so to speak, just outside of Los Angeles, and we're certainly in metropolitan area. This is an escape where you can come, have some quiet, certainly have lunch, bring your lunch. You don't have to hike in too far to get away. Find a nice bench, for example, over here. Sit down, have lunch. People exercise in different areas here in the garden. Most of the plants have placards so you can identify them. And again, they actually are in an organized fashion and by region and area. That's lemon bottle brush. Wow. Next to a weeping bottle brush. So this is the sensory garden. That's what this has, what this area is themed to, where you can tell by the symbol here, has an aroma, something sensory where you touch the leaves. Wisteria, so people are familiar with that, know of the aroma. Oh, a foxtail fern. Those look real nice. You find those in people's yards. Those are nice. The banana shrub. Oh, the willow. Yes, you recognize that. And there's a nest up there. There's quite a bit of wildlife here. Certainly the birds, and then ground critters as well, everything from the squirrels, foxes, all the way up to the coyotes. Hawks here and falcons are here as well. Geraniums. Ooh, a pineapple guava. Interesting. Wonder what that tastes like. There's a sign that says smell me. Oh, we have a sundial and it actually looks pretty close to on time. Clock, you don't have to wind. We'll venture back and head over and take a quick look at the cactus garden. Which is this way. I believe it was just on the other side of the rose garden where we started. And the cactus garden in the distance may be just one of the cactus gardens. This may be one of the smaller ones, but it's here near the entrance, and let's take a look. It's actually a tram stop. So on this road, which circles the entire garden, they actually have a tram that runs every so often, because if you get a mile and a half, 2 miles away, sometimes you want a road back. What lies beneath? Did you know you're standing on decades of trash and mining? It was a mine until the 1930s, local landfill till the 1950s, so that makes sense. Many mines, once excavation takes place, there's a huge hole, and then many times those in the past became landfills. So there was a landfill from the 30s to the 1950s, and then after it was capped in 1960, it started out as the garden. So this gives a good idea as to the visual of the life cycle. So representing the mining, which is basically that cavern on the bottom. Then we have the landfill, which is actually true. That's representative of landfills at the time. People threw in everything, anything and everything in a landfill. And then in present day, the capped landfill, we have a garden area growing. So the ground is settling. We're going to head over to the cactus garden area. Take a look at that. The ground is settling because of the landfill. As items decompose over time, the ground does settle, and so the roadways and the trails aren't as smooth as you would like if you were using the roadway as a driving lane. Let's see what we have for these cacti here. Giant chin. So down here under the spider web is the giant chin cactus. Red-headed Irishman. And you can see the red over there. Twin-spined. Wow. So some of these have the common name as well as the official genus names, and then other of them only have the genus names. Mother of Hundreds. I guess that one is easy to take a cutting and grow. Rainbow pincushion. Wow. Take a look here. And yes, certain cacti do flower. So I'm not surprised to see some beautiful yellows on here. Let's go this direction. Oh, you can see the flowers and the fruit coming here. And yes, and many cacti do fruit, and the fruit is edible. And a lot of these cacti are also edible if you know how to prepare them properly. Obviously, you have to remove the spines. Gets a little prickly. This is a large century plant. Wow. Wow. Wow, and that is probably in the middle of blooming. Some of those buds are past their bloom, others haven't even opened up yet, and there's a lot of pollinators, bees running around on the top. Wow, that's pretty large. Just have to watch my step here. Wow. Gives you another glimpse as you go further in the garden at the more natural it becomes. There's a little gnome hiding out there. Santa Rita prickly pear. So prickly pears, these are small ones over here, but prickly pears are the common fruit cactus. Eve's needle cactus. Oh, and an orange tuna. Interesting. Orange tuna. Oh, here's another Santa Rita prickly pear with purple, a purple color. And some of these are very nice, and some of them are very different. Don't see them too often, like this white one. Just an off-white color. Wow. Or this one here, boojum tree. Very thick trunk and stalk, and a whole bunch of very small leaves, and that is a succulent. Those leaves are thick enough to be very moist, so that is a succulent. And one of the things about walking through the garden here. Oh, this one's nice. This one has spikes. Wow. Not too many predators nibble on this one, I'm sure. Walking through the garden here, you have to be careful of being the first one on any trail in the day, because there's spider webs all over the place. So even this trail here is considered very open as you go further back into the garden. The trails many times aren't touched for days and days. People just don't go that far. A lot of people stay towards the beginning of the garden, so they're actually missing quite a bit. Because the more natural areas of the garden are further out. These are just some of the collections that they put towards the front. There's more cactus garden to our right. These are nice. These are very thin. Same concept as a prickly pear, but very, very thin. So if we go down here, you can see quickly how the surroundings change. So this is still a dirt road, but if we start taking paths, and for many of the trails here, this one's considered wide. A lot of the trails are very narrow. In fact, let's go the other way and see if we can find some of the more off the beaten path trails on this end without going all the way through the garden. This is a maintenance road. They do have a map of the grounds that they're happy to give you when you come in, so you don't get lost. You could always pull it up on your GPS on your phone, assuming you have a cell signal, because there are areas here that have very limited reception. You don't want to get stuck at the far end of the garden, not knowing which way to get back to the entrance on a hot day. It's very easy to get turned around here. You don't have the same cues that we're all used to, like where's that traffic sound coming from? Is it on the left? Is it coming from the right? And by looking up, there's no landmarks as to buildings nearby. Oh wow, here's actually a large group coming towards us. Let's go this other direction. We're still on the wider maintenance roads. Ficus Lane. So the video is going to be a little bumpy because the maintenance road here is by no means smooth. So I'm going up and down as we walk. There's a bench that's out of the way. It's in the sunshine though. Oh, beautiful. Look at these. These trees have been here a long time. These are versions of fig trees. You can recognize fig trees by the telltale root system. They oftentimes grow above the ground a good portion of their roots. These are different types of figs. Wow, this one would be a climbing tree. Wide branches, very low to the ground. Coming up across the way, looks like we have some Moreton Bay figs. And these, you can see the expansive root systems that are up above the surface of the ground. It's quite amazing. They're very stable trees because the root system is very wide, but so is the canopy. You can see that this tree extends, the branches extend far, far away from the trunk. The oldest Moreton Bay fig tree is actually in California as well. Not quite Central California, just a bit south of Central California in Santa Barbara. And that is large tree. Fig trees have a long lifespan. Has some lizards running around. Yeah. Take a look in the palm area. Wow. So you can see that this isn't necessarily a manicured garden. It's more of a natural garden. And while there is some support from Los Angeles County as to the upkeep of this, because technically it is a county park, the majority of the work done here, a good portion of the work is done by volunteers. They have, the garden has a whole army of volunteers that take care of things, trail maintenance, trimming, anything that needs to be done. Oh, it sure looks like we're sticking with the main road here instead of finding the little trails. Probably should have taken one of the little trails right in the beginning so we get off of the main road. Queen palm. Queen palms are very popular in Southern California. They are not native, but they were brought here so many years ago that a lot of people consider them natives. Yeah, the palms are all over the Los Angeles region. More open space with some benches over there. They have a couple lakes here, streams connecting the lakes along the usual bridges and so forth. Maybe we'll take a turn on Canyon Road, which is the maintenance road. Even though it's warm today, we still get a little sunshine. Let's see, left, right, left, right. Here we go, let's try this way. Wow. Yellow dwarf lantana. There's this type plant, another type of palm. Dwarf, it doesn't grow high, so the leaves come out much, much closer to the ground. And look down the hill a ways. We're definitely in the palm section. Lots of palm trees. And they have plants and trees from all over the world that are growing here. We aren't going to the redwood section today. That's at almost the furthest part of the garden, but they do have redwoods as well, which are not native to this area. They are native to California. Oop, this ground is much muddier than it appears. Oh well, good thing I'm wearing shoes. Golden trumpet tree, that small one right in the front. Always wonder who comes up with the names when they find a new species. Who determines the names? Another fig tree on the back of the fig area. Pride of Madeira. Wow, that is a nice canopy. It provides shade, but it really doesn't block the light. That's nice. Take a quick look down here. Your little long-eared rabbits running around. This brings us to a little wider trail. This really is a good place to come do a walk for a bit, get in your few miles, but bring your lunch with you. And then you could sit down in a quiet spot. Nobody would bother you. Have a leisurely lunch, read a book, and then hike back out. And this is close enough to the city. You do not have to travel far. Don't have to travel to the mountains. It's very close to the South Bay area of Los Angeles. This would be Los Angeles County, south, near the coastline, not too far off the coastline. The Plume Trail. Oh, the lake is that way. We're headed this way. Oh, they're having a major event. If you look in the distance there, that is a semi-permanent discovery type area, looks like, or not quite sure what that is. Maybe they can have some performance there. That is, I have to come back and see what that is. Well, maybe we'll take a sneak peek what they're setting up. The garden's certainly large enough to do all kinds of events, from small to large. This here, whatever it is, covers a large area. So we'll only get a little glimpse from here. unless we go down and cross a bridge to come in on the other direction. Well, there's definitely a stage, lots of audio equipment. Whatever this is, it's going to be here for a while. You don't go through that much work to set up something for a weekend. Wow. We'll have to find out. Okay. Now, one of the things I mentioned is if you don't pay attention or look at a map, it's easy to get turned around. So while we are headed towards the entrance, this may not be the most direct path. Oh, they have this trail closed off. That's a nice, secluded trail. They have this closed off because of the stage that they're building on the other side. And they also have another trail coming up closed off. Because their equipment carries all the way this direction. I can see it through the trees. Lots of audio, video equipment, lighting, stage. Okay. We could have hitched a ride on his cart there. People taking a rest on the bench. Let's go this way. No, let's go this way. Steeper. Not like we aren't sweating enough already. About 75 degrees here in Los Angeles, and it's still early in the day. It's going to warm up today. speed limit 10 miles an hour. Well, I don't think this applies to the people, because typically they don't go that quickly, but to the vehicles that they have coming along, like this guy. Oh, there's one of the little shuttles. Going the other way, we can't even ask for a ride. I have a number of butterflies at this tree. These are relatively new plantings. They labeled them out. Kelvin floodlight. I wonder if some people maybe one of the kids' programs, they named some of these plantings themselves. Humpty Dumpty Dahlia. Yeah, I think some of the kids may have named some of these plantings. Blackjack. Oh, blackjack. Okay, blackjack. Excellent. Yep, it's a warm one today. So that's the idea of our visit today, was just to give you a quick overview of the garden, not to go through each section by section extensively, because we missed the majority of the garden. We only touched the surface here. We'd be here all day for the acres and acres and acres. We'll have to do that another time. So I hope you enjoyed the preview that we got of the garden. If you're in the area, come on by. Bring the whole family. This is not an adult place. It's not a kid's place. It is a family place. This is a map overview of the garden. We're in the lower left corner, right next to the parking lot. So we didn't venture far in there. We didn't get to the lake, which is almost in the middle of it. We didn't get there. All right, so thanks so much for joining us. We're going to head over to the palm tree area here. In the stream over there. See if we can get a nice shot of the palm tree. There we go. Thanks so much for coming along today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Be sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe so you're notified whenever we have our next adventure, which is coming up. Have a great day.